Hi guys, thanks for joining my YouTube channel. Well guys, Carlos King gets his way. Carlos King creates a storyline for Martel Holt, even though Martel Holt has said several times that he has had therapy. He doesn't need any more therapy. I guess Carlos King thinks it's a good look for the show, that it would soften Martel, it would soften the audience who is against Martel, Carlos King feels. And so he sets up Martel to have therapy on the show. Now, it's not clear if Martel will be continuing these sessions outside of the show, because he seems to believe or have said that, he's done with therapy. He's healed. He went through, all that he went through. And, he was seeing a therapist for about a year, and that he was no longer seeing a therapist. But it has been said that he is filming, because they are in filming as of now. And Martel is, filming scenes talking with a therapist. And so again, the question is this a storyline, or, was this Carlos King's doing? Because we know that he does produce some of the scenes, especially if he thinks it's, a good look for the show. You understand? I mean, he gets people to talk to people that they don't really want to talk to, because he wants to put on a united front. And also, they cause some friction, to arouse on the show, just for a little drama or whatever. When you get two people together who aren't talking, who are at odds, and put them together, of course you're going to get some friction. So that's the latest information about Love and Marriage Huntsville in its current season that is filming as of now. The question is, we know Martel, he spoke before with the other therapist that, if it'll benefit, their kids in any way, their co-parenting, he's all for it. But this particular therapist is not for the children or the co-parenting situation. This therapist is a psychotherapist, for the individual, for the grown individual. So hopefully, she could get to the root of some things with Martel. When he spoke with Dr. Francis, he said he doesn't miss not growing up with a father. He doesn't know, what he could be lacking from not having a father, because nobody, in his area or neighborhood, there were no fathers around. And so that is just not a representation that they saw growing up. All of his peers, were raised by single mothers. So, you can't miss what you never had. I guess he was saying that it's not like they saw the representation with one or more friends and they yearned to have that. They didn't see it anywhere in their, in their growing up in their area. And so it wasn't something that he missed. He said he wished God would show him, that this would have been different if you had your father in your life. But he doesn't have that to go by, because he doesn't feel like there's a void that he's missing from not being raised, with his father in the household, or even just being involved in his life from outside. He said he wished, that the communication could be better between he and his dad, and that they could have a bond the way that he has with his kids. But, I don't know if that's happened since, the last time we heard him talk about that. But however, speaking on the situation at hand, I believe Martel, is going to produce a show. He's going to do the therapy scenes. Again, hopefully he'll get something out of it. But I believe it is just a continuation from the narrative that Carlos King tried to spew on the reunion. You understanding that he had this already in place. This was already booked. Because I'm sure, this therapist gets big money. She's a licensed therapist or whatever, a psychotherapist. And, so I'm sure they already had her on board and made arrangements for her to do these scenes in the next episode, the next season. So there we have it. Martel, has, agreed to do therapy. Hopefully he'll get something out of it, and he'll deal with some of the inner child that he has going on, perhaps the arrested development, that he may have experienced. He said how, he gets hurt easily. And, once a person hurts him, it's hard for him to, he says something of that nature, like if he gets hurt, he wants to heal himself. He doesn't really want help from anybody once he understands that, that's the individual that hurt him. It's kind of tricky what he was saying. So I'm not going to even, quote what he was saying, but he does have some deep-rooted issues that he spoke about. And hopefully this therapist could get to the root of some of the things that he has bottled up inside, that I keep going back to that emotional piece, when Mel was trying to comfort him and he spoke to the therapist saying, he doesn't really like to be comforted or something of that nature. I'm going to try to find that clip and put it. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.
What would be an ideal outcome for you?
Well, I feel that I want to, first is whatever's best for my children, and like right now, we don't know what's best for them, I want them to get back acclimated into like a system almost where we had it when we were married, Mel and I, we were texting the other night and we were speaking about, getting them back involved into the sports and things of that nature. Because like right now they just in piano, but at one point we had them probably like about 3 or 4 different things. And I want them to get back to norm, I feel that we're doing a good job when it's come to keeping the kids grounded.
Your body language is saying one thing, your mouth is saying another.
Yeah.
So he's saying, I need the emotional support. But when you offer it, I'm sure you're feeling that he's rejecting it.
I've always been that person too. When I need like for her to do anything for me, when one see that I need that assistance, I just don't want it. If I get hurt or something like that, I want to do everything myself. I want to heal myself, and I feel it always made me stronger.
Where do you think that comes from?
I don't know, probably being a child, you might see your mom go through something and she's putting up this shield that she's gotta just be strong through it. And that's probably where I developed it at. Yeah, which you're probably telling us like, we don't have to do that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
So knowing that those 4 babies are going to create an opinion based on your ability to